Hey all, it's Dan. Time for another video, late night video from Numerical Lion, name of my YouTube channel. Saw a story about the CDC chief says that it could be a second, possibly worse coronavirus outbreak this winter. This was front page for CNN. Just more fear, pressing the fear, anxiety buttons even more. You think it's bad now, just wait until wintertime. So you'll read a little bit of this fear propaganda. A second coronavirus outbreak could emerge this winter in conjunction with the flu season to make for an even more dire health crisis, the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention told the Washington Post in an interview. There is a possibility that the assault of the virus on our nation, the assault, right? Like military on our nation next winter will actually be even more difficult than the one we just went through. CDC Director Robert Redfield, RR. 18 and 18 is 36. COVID-19, 36, or reduced, it's 18. It's 6 plus 6 and 6. 666. Said in the story published Tuesday. So the virus gets worse in the winter. Really? Look at virus in winter. Virus 89, winter 89. Virus 35, winter 35. And virus 37, winter 37. Wow. A complete match in 3 out of the 4, well, single reduction, out of the 3 out of the 5 ciphers, even though there's no S in winter. So that's quite the match. So virus in winter. Look at Center for Disease Control and second coronavirus outbreak. 263, get to that. 308, 38, like murder, death, killing, like COVID-19. A match here, 128, 151. I'll get to that. 133, get to that. COVID-19, 38. Murder, death, killing. All 38. COVID-19, 38. Uh-oh. COVID-19. 38, right? So pandemic 151, just like second coronavirus outbreak 151, the 36 prime like COVID-19, and government 133, like president 133. People like to think that these health organizations are these neutral bodies. They're not. They're part of the government. This proves it right here. President 133 as well. And I'll show you even more proof by their own writing. Here's Robert R. Redfield. Assumed office on March 26th, 2018. 218, the death number. Born July 10th, 1951. He's 68. He went to Georgetown. A Jesuit university. March 26th, huh? So look at this too. So in his inaugural on March 26th, he said this agency is science-based and data-driven, and that's why CDC has the credibility around the world that it has, right? The history of the CDC. Shall we? Shall we look at the history? Take a look at the history. Started in July 1st, 1946 as the Communicable Disease Center. You can learn a lot with gematria. The Communicable Disease Center. 118. Where have we seen that number? Like death in Jewish is 118. Also 271. The 58th prime, like Freemasonry. Who's running these guys, right? And they go on to talk about how it was the Office of National Defense for Malaria Control Activities out of this office. So it's all about malaria, right? The Rockefeller Foundation greatly supported malaria control. The Rockefeller Foundation backing the CDC in the beginning. Go away. I didn't ask for you. Rockefeller Foundation, also 118. What was the name of the place again? The Communicable Disease Center, funded by the Rockefellers. See that? I mean, gematria reveals so much. So, starting in Atlanta, Peachtree Street, they had $1 million. 59% of its personnel were engaged in mosquito abatement. 59, the kill number. What's mosquito? Mosquito. Look at mosquito abatement. They're concerned with mosquitoes. Freemason, masonry, 39 and 42, right? Mosquito. Also Saturn, 42. Mosquito abatement. 66. Right, 210, like 21, like Saturn. 96, like Freemason. 66, that number of the beast. Also relationship to 33. So let's continue with this because it's really interesting. So among its 369 employees, the main jobs at CDC were originally entomology and engineering. In CDC's initial years, more than 6.5 million homes were sprayed, mostly with DDT. TDT. Poison, right? They banned it. This is the same organization that is advising and in the news and people think so highly of, right? DDT. What's DDT in gematria? DDT. 28 like kill, 17 like kill. Also related to CDC. 10 and 17. Look at that, same cipher, reduction cipher. 10 and 17, DDT. And also there's a cipher called Francis Bacon. Takes into account capital letters. So what is CDC in Francis Bacon? It's 88, a number of time. And DDT, what is DDT? 106, like 16. 106, that number of prophecy. DDT is poison. And the CDC sprayed it in 6.5 million homes. It says it right here on Wikipedia. So then, we'll get to that part, but let's go back to this. So, he was nominated for the post by President Donald Trump after the president's first appointee resigned in scandal. His nomination was considered controversial, and he was opposed by the Center for Science in the Public Interest, which cited Redfield's lack of experience administering a public health agency, his history of scientific misconduct, and his religious advocacy in response to a public health crisis. Earlier reporting refers to his advocacy of a religious agenda in response to the AIDS crisis. This is the man that they appointed. Now, I didn't go into this controversy here of his lack of experience, but history of scientific misconduct. Anyway, from this news to his next birthday, his 69th birthday, is 11 weeks and 3 days. We all know that number. It relates to the coronavirus pandemic. 113, that number of deception, dishonest 113. Not true 113. Big list. So it was named a pandemic on 3/11 or 11/3. He was appointed on 3/26 or 26/3. 263, the 56th prime. coronavirus 56 and 65, pandemic 65. This happened on a day with 65 numerology, this news come out. So let's look at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Formed on July 1st, 1946, 73 years ago. Coming up on their 74th anniversary this year. So he was born on 7/10. The CDC on 7/1. Numerology dropped to 0, so basically it's the same. And 46, right? Virus equals 46. CDC and virus 46. From this news to the 74th anniversary of the CDC is 71 days. Wow. What a shocker. That's interesting. And the CDC was formed on 7/1. And 71 days? Just another coincidence. And guess what? CDC equals 71. You know, that's not their full name, but they only go by CDC. It's kind of interesting. So it makes me think of 71. So special about 71. It's the 20th prime. 20. Kind of like death. And he's talking about it's going to get worse. Right? Fear mongering. He's saying a second coronavirus outbreak. 367. Outbreak 1, 2, 3, like conspiracy. 367 is a prime number, the 73rd prime number. And the CDC was formed on a day with 73 numerology. 73 numerology. CDC early benefactor, the chairman of the board at CocaCola. Look at this. In 1947, this is from Wikipedia, the CDC made a token payment of $10, CDC equals 10, to Emory University for 15 acres of land on Clifton Road in DeKalb County, still the home of CDC headquarters as of 2019. CDC employees collected the money to make the purchase. The benefactor behind the, quote, gift was Robert W. Woodruff, chairman of the board of the Coca-Cola Company. Why'd they give money? Because they were interested in their efforts to fight malaria. Coca-Cola had a lot of bottling plants, factories in places with, malaria, mosquitoes. Clifton Road, DeKalb County. Clifton Road. Clifton Road 63, like COVID-19, right? DeKalb. 37 like virus and 35 like virus, 17 like CDC. County, full thing, 133. Like second coronavirus outbreak, like 43 like pandemic, 65 like pandemic. 211, 47th prime. So everything's coded. Money from Coca-Cola. It's Coca-Cola. 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 Look at that. 26 like virus like God. 46 founded in 46. 163 the 38th prime like murder, death, killing like gematria. Coca-Cola. Tells you all you need to know about Coca-Cola. Nothing but death. Sacrifice, right? 46, big sacrifice number, and virus. Used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola, supposedly. All right, where was I? So they were formed in 73. He's saying the second coronavirus outbreak equals 367, the 73rd prime, and it's going to be bad in winter. Winter also equals 73. Sacrifice 73. CDC is 73 years old. 73 is the 21st prime. Story comes out on the 21st. Sacrifice 73, right? Like a virus. Look at Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. 560, like 56, like coronavirus. Like, the day he was appointed was on 3/26, 26/3, the 56th prime to the full name. Also 209, like novel coronavirus. Novel, like a novel, like a work of fiction. 209, just like Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Look at his full name. Equals 213, death number, death and satanic, 213. Death and satanic, 213. And his name equals death. And he's talking about more death. COVID-19, 63. Redfield, 63. So the headline says this. Right? Fear-mongering. CDC director, COVID-19 outbreak could be even more difficult next winter. Breaking news, second wave of the coronavirus here could be worse because it will coincide with the flu season. Look at him. Is that a Masonic pose? I don't know, probably. So let's check out for the numbers for this. Breaking news, right on red. Novel coronavirus 88. Even more difficult 88. Both 92, like COVID-19, even more difficult. Makes me think of the synagogue of Satan. That's who's perpetrating this. Along with novel coronavirus. 3 out of the 4 ciphers, it's a match. 223, 79, and 92. Who's behind it? Clearly. Synagogue of Satan, the false Jews. And this story comes out on a day with 29 numerology, right? 29, the reflection of 92. Also, what was also 2 Centers for Disease Control and Prevention 209 or 29. Novel coronavirus 209 or 29. Coming out on a day with 29 numerology. 29 is the 10th prime number. CDC equals 10. Oops. I accidentally shut down or something. Talk about flu season. 112. That season equals 73. Flu season 112 happened on the 112th day of the year. It's a leap year. Just another quoted story. More fear programming from RRR. Got their money from CocaCola and the Rockefeller Foundation. Started spraying DDT. These are the same people, who are telling you what's going on. They're nearing their 74th birthday. Going out with a bang. Look at their emblem, too. The rising sun. The rays of the sun. All about deception. March 26th, like virus, like God, playing God. He's from Georgetown University. What is Georgetown? I don't know if I ever did Georgetown, and then I'm done. 42. On that note, we're going to end it. Thanks so much. Please spread this knowledge before it's too late. Have a great one, everybody.